Michael Chandler waited almost 2 years and waited on June 30th. He will fight with Conor McGregor at UFC 303, welterweight fight, 5 rounds, the main or co-main event of the tournament that concludes the International Fight Week in Las Vegas. The history of this confrontation has been going on for several years. In 2022, having dealt with Tony Ferguson, Chandler said that McGregor should return after a broken leg received in a fight with Dustin Poirier. But Conor, the fighter, disappeared for 3 years. In November 2022, Chandler lost to Poirier in a spectacular fight, for the first time in his career by choke, and he never entered the cage again, making it clear that he only needed a fight with Conor. It seemed that Chandler's wish would come true in 2023. Then he and McGregor became coaches teams in the next season of The Ultimate Fighter. Tension, trash talk, stardowns, everything indicated that you just need to wait a little. But Conor ignored the comeback. He was actively training, recovering from a severe leg fracture in the trilogy with Poirier, and did not return to the USADA pool. You can get a new fight in the UFC only 6 months after being included in the anti-doping program. Conor's case became one of the points of conflict between the UFC and USADA, which led to the end of the collaboration. Now the promotion has another drug testing partner. When Conor announced on social networks on December 31st that he would fight Michael Chandler on June 30th in the middleweight division, it seemed that the end was close, although this is the most difficult stage for Chandler. Conor began taking doping tests, but the UFC did not reveal any details. McGregor seemed to be playing around. He promised to fight at UFC 300. He hung out. He participated in the promotion of the movie Roadhouse. Dana White added tension. He said that he was not sure at all in the return of McGregor, who has too much money and too little need to fight. Chandler did not stop demanding a fight on social networks, multiple interviews, and even on WWE. Haters hounded Chandler in the comments. Analysts like Daniel Cormier urged him not to humiliate himself in anticipation of the fight, and colleagues like Tom Aspinall said that they didn't want to get hung up on their opponents in such a manner. But is Chandler really worth criticizing for his obsessive desire to fight Conor? Mike Chandler moved to the UFC from Bellator at the age of 35, not even in the status of the current champion of the league, where he won 6 times in 11 title fights, not the strongest statistics for a fighter from a second-tier promotion. Chandler has a good media resource. This was appreciated by Dana White, who gave he won the title after one fight in the promotion victory over Dan Hooker. Now his record in the UFC is 2-3, but with victories over Hooker and the beaten Tony Ferguson, Chandler remains in the top 10 of the division. With such introductory notes, the 38-year-old fighter was needed Conor.